Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing a EIK WM France Deck G456 game with Kristen 2, Field Watchman, and Payne. Looking at my first pile, we got Fencing Master, Grain Cellar, Cactus Lover. I played Grain Cellar or Cactus Lover to pretty nice effect yesterday. Although that first pack was quite a bit worse than this one. Grain Cellar is a fantastic card. It's really a fantastic card. It plus anything that, yeah, it's great. Grain Cellar is kind of ridiculous. I'll probably just take Grain Cellar here. This card is a massive build around card that, you know, if you first pick, then you can really craft a game around it. Next up, Head of the Revolution with Grain Cellar seems okay because you can kind of ignore animals until you've gotten the Head of the Revolution bonus. Although usually with Grain Cellar you want to plow more times than you end up wanting to with Head of the Revolution. However, I don't have to play Head of the Revolution as a card in stage 1. I can hold it until I'm about to fill my farm and then play it. So that seems okay. A card like Countryman might be playable with Grain Cellar, but it's not better than Head of the Revolution. It's not better than a potential 3-point action. And Thatcher's Helper is okay. It's kind of weak. I've come off of it. The one read, to pay for the initial one read is pretty expensive, so yeah. Next up we have Wealthy Man. Wealthy Man actually works okay with our hand because we have 3 occupations we could play at the end of the game. We also saw Village Fool. Did we see Village Fool? Was it in our first pack? No. I'm thinking of something else. Could take something like Horseman. Could take Omni Farmer. Could take Eris. I like Eris. Although it doesn't really work super well. Well, it works okay with Head of the Revolution because you just play it at the end of round 13 or round 12 and then fill it with your round 13 action. But being able to get to stone and fill your farm is a pretty difficult task. I think it's Wealthy Man or Omni Farmer here. And I'm going to go with Wealthy Man because my first 3 pick occupations are all cards that could come after. My first 2 are all cards that could come after Wealthy Man. So, hey Rilo Kren. Hope you're doing well today. Okay. What's the best card here? Probably Cattle Dealer. Master Renovator is the card with the most potential upside. What would I need to hit for me to want to play Master Renovator? Something like Lighthouse? Even for Lighthouse, I don't know if I'd do it. Yeah. I don't see myself playing any of these, honestly. Not like Cattle Dealer, Livestock Expert, I think are both made quite a bit worse by Grain Cellar. I wouldn't mind if someone ran out early because then they're not competing with me for family growth. So I'll take Cattle Dealer here because that's the best card. And Cactus Lover came back. So yeah, Cactus Lover seems like a pretty good option. I think this card is quite interesting. Quite interesting. Especially if there's any reason to build stables. Which we haven't seen yet, to be fair, but stables can be used to fill up our farm, so we could use Cactus Lover. Any cards that had like some sort of occupation prerequisite, we could use Cactus Lover to play all of them in round 14, for example. I think probably this effect, just the ability to play multiple improvements at once, is probably a pretty strong effect. Um, don't think I need any of these. Cattle dealer is kind of a numbo with grain seller. No, not necessarily. I mean, it's worse. It's definitely worse because, you know, you could get the cattle from grain seller or you could get the cattle from cattle dealer, but I mean, you can make them both work together. You can, grow with cattle dealer, or you can fence with cattle dealer, and then go back and play grain seller. Use grain seller to get a bunch of boar and sheep, and not necessarily get cattle. Or you can use the cattle dealer for food. It could be like a read for 8 food whenever you fence. Uh, yeah, don't think I need any of these. Branch collector, I guess. Maybe parvenu because of the cattle dealer. Although that's not very good. Frame builder. Frame builder goes with stonehouse kind of. Yeah, I'll take parvenu, I think. Alright, so we're just waiting for the last pick occupation to make its way around. Looks like Kristen's kind of stuck on one pick. Yeah, so I think I haven't really played Wealthy Man for a while. I think it gets drafted pretty early. So I think I'm lucky I'm sitting in front of Pain. I think Wealthy Man is the kind of card that really appeals to Pain. So I think I'm a little fortunate in that regard. What are the good cards I need to think about that I've passed? I already don't remember. I'm not going to take Expert Builder here. With Head of the Revolution, I think I'd rather focus on filling up my farm. Tenant Farmer kind of works with Grain Seller in that, it makes it that little bit easier to get a breeding pair. But I think I'll just take Horseman here. Horseman kind of works with Cactus Lover. So I didn't really get any Grain Seller support cards, which is really too bad, but so Homework looks like kind of the perfect Wealthy Man card. We've also got Riding Plow, Fish Trap. So Riding Plow requires 3 occupations, so that's the only reason I'm not like immediately snap picking Riding Plow, because I think the card is very good. I think Fish Trap is quite good. Homework seems like the perfect Wealthy Man card, right? You play Homework for your last occupation, you play Wealthy Man, and then you play whatever other card you wanted to play, at that time. So yeah, it seems okay. And then hopefully if we could get Riding Plow back, great. I'd be amazed if it happens. Fish Trap, same thing. Be nice to get Fish Trap, but probably not happening. What are we getting back? Something, I mean, Cured Meat is good. Yeah, we could play Cured Meat, probably. We just have to accumulate some boar. Cottonfield doesn't go particularly well with our game, just because the timing on it is awkward, although it's a fantastic card. Granary is quite good. We could take Granary here. We've got Birthwell here. Don't know if I have the makings of a Birthwell game. I mean, if I pass this, then Payne is going to want to raid Stone Food a whole bunch of times in stage 1, which might mean that he start players a bunch, which would really suck. Especially if he just took Fish Trap. Yeah, Confield is a pretty solid card, but I think I'll just take Granary. Granary is very good as well, and it's very, very good with Wealthy Man, so... We've got Sunday School, so Sunday School is not a bad one here. It'll let us play... It'll let us play a couple occupations at the end of the game. We've got Plowman's Lunch, though. Man, I have gotten absolutely no support for this card. I really want to take Plowman's Lunch, but Granary is the only real support card I have here. And also, this pack is actually really... this card is fantastic. Pack is fantastic for us. Harvest Totem looks pretty good. It's another thing we can play with Wealthy Man. Plus, it'll get us all our boar for the end of the game. We've got Prize Squash here. This card is pretty solid. Sunday School as a way to play a couple occupations at the end of the game. Yeah, Plowman's Lunch is really good, but I think it's a little too expensive for me to take here considering how good Harvest Totem is. Like this Harvest Totem plus Homework with a cooking hearth or something, you know, it's going to get me a whole crap ton of food. Whale Oil looks good here. Yeah, I like Village School. Village School and throw away the occupations that I won't manage to play seems good. Yeah, I think the pick's got to be Whale Oil, and I can actually set up if I can get to say round 10. Then I could start playing one occupation per round in round 10, and it could be worth quite a bit of food between Harvest Totem and Whale Oil. We could also take something like Orchard, or Cheese Fondue, or Working Gloves. Honestly, we could take almost any of these cards. This is coming down to personal preference, I think. I could take Whale Oil, or Village School. I could take Village School. Or I could take Whale Oil. I think I'll take Whale Oil. Gotta remember that Whale Oil has a point on it with Wealthy Man, and that puts it over the top. This pick is 100% cured meat. Cured meat plus my Harvest Totem looks like a great combo. Looks great. So what I'm kind of imagining doing is Homework plays Wealthy Man and Cactus Lover, which then plays Cured Meat, so that I can get my cured meat out as quickly as possible. Yeah. Cured meat looks really good. Whoa, Cottonfield came back. And Swing Plow and Eel Farm. What? So Eel Farm I won't take. Kitchen Cabinet I won't take. It's Swing Plow or Cottonfield. And I don't think I'm taking Swing Plow. I think Swing Plow is too slow. Even though Cottonfield has the same occupation requirement, Swing Plow requires you to play it and then go on plow. Whereas Cottonfield, you just play it and you get a field immediately. You don't have to also get a plow option. So Cottonfield looks good here. Yes, I've got 4, and then Cooking Hearth would be a 5th. So like a 5-point Wealthy Man could be pretty good. I don't know if I can play all my occupations. Like, I don't know if I can play Grain Cellar, Head of the Revolution. I pretty much am only set on playing Wealthy Man and Cactus Lover right now, realistically. Maybe one more, pull out one more card for Cottonfield. So a card like Parchment seems usable. If Harvest Totem gave a sheep instead of a boar, I think I'd probably take Parchment here, because then I just play all my occupations, no problem. Have I gotten enough for Plowman's Lunch? I mean, Plowman's Lunch obviously works well with Grain Cellar. The thing is, in its initial cost will use up 2 of my granary food. Then I'm going to have to sow and not bake. So I'd have to pick up a grain on top of this. So I'd have to pick up an extra grain before I even play Plowman's Lunch. Or I sow my first 2 granary grain, and then I can play Plowman's Lunch. Maybe. Plowman's Lunch seems a little expensive just because I have no crop support, but it seems better than the other 2 cards as well. And it has an extra point with Wealthy Man, so... I mean, 2 grain for 2 points is a solid conversion, even if you ignore the effect, so... So we start last. Honestly, we're okay with that just as long as we get 3 wood. Or reedstone food. Which, we might get 3 wood, we might not. It depends. I have to say though, if I can get through the mid-game feeding, the late-game feeding should be fairly trivial. With Harvest Totem and whale oil. Congrats on emergency relief bill. Is that, did the Americans pass that? Or is that a Canadian thing? I haven't heard the news. So Payne plays Fencing Master, Field Watchman plays Field Watchman. Very appropriate. So maybe that's the reason I got 0 support for Grain Cellar, is because the person in front of me took Field Watchman. Yeah. So the draft makes a whole bunch more sense now. Why I got absolutely 0 grain and crop support cards. Because Field Watchman sat in front of me and just gobbled them all up. So that's okay. Kristen playing Sunday School here. I'm actually pretty happy to see that. I would be very happy if Field Watchman could pass it to me. Then I could play it in, say, round 12, get a couple boar, a bunch of food round 13. That hurts. Yeah, the Field Watchman, it does for sure. But you know what? I can still play my game. Yeah. It'll be worse than the Field Watchman, but I still have things I can do, so. Alright, this board is kind of garbage. Plowing seems like a fine idea. Who needs efficiency when you have pluck? That's right. I'm gonna believe that it's gonna go well, and then it's gonna go well. So it was like this with Sunday School. One of the downsides of Sunday School is your first occupation is not free. But Kristen is negating that by using her 1 action this round to play occupation. Now, having said that, she's just played Magician, which is not usable for her until the end of round 3, and she has no actions for a while. So it's like, ooh, that's dangerous. You know, it is pretty dangerous. I like 2 reed here. I like 3 wood. I'll grab 2 reed. And look to build an early room. Um, we have an answer for that somewhere. WM compendium. Where's the WM compendium? Backyard well. So it looks like no, it does not activate the water carrier. So Pain plays Stone Carrier. This card is pretty bad, but Pain has the Birthwell. So this is obvious to me that Pain took Birthwell and is planning to use that card. So I should expect Pain to start player so that he can read Stone Food and start getting extra stone for the well. I'm gonna plow another field here. I could start player. You know what? Do I want to go last next round? Not particularly, but I also don't really need to play miners. Like, I have no rush for them. Plowing seems fine here. Like, if my next round is 3 wood and 3 food, then that's a fine round. It'll set me up to build in round 4. Yeah, start player kitchen cabinet. Yeah, that's too bad. So we probably are going to have Pain start player more often. The one thing is Pain does need food. Pain needs food. So here are the 2 Sunday school occupations. Thatcher's helper. So probably Kristen will build a couple rooms, because usually with Thatcher's helper you have so much read you want to build more than 1 wood room. Especially since you trigger it yourself, right? Yeah, whatever, any player, yeah. And then Renovator just going to help her get up to a stone house. Sure. So there's 4 wood available. I would love to grab 4 wood. Hey, Lumen. I would love to grab 4 wood. 6 pick cotton field, yeah. Yeah. What was it? I took Harvest Totem ahead of it. Or no, I took Granary ahead of it because I have Wealthy Man. There was also a Riding Plow in my first pack, and there was Swing Plow in the Cotton Field pack as well. So there are a couple really high efficiency plows in the game. And there's also the card that you can pay. People can pay grain to the grain space to plow a field. There's also that card as well. Plowman's Feast, I guess it is. And we passed Pain the Birthwell, so Pain played Stone Carrier, so Pain's playing Birthwell, obviously. Three wood here, and then we're hoping to get one of the 3 food actions back. If we have the last action of the round, so we could start player Whale Oil into fishing. That is an option. Nope. Payne is going to sit on start player. Yeah. So Payne played kitchen cabinet and stone carrier. So I think this is going to be a pretty sad game for us. Yeah, at least if we want any contested actions, it's going to be a sad game for us. So I have to think about how to get uncontested actions. It's got to be new priority number 1. Yeah. Yeah, so I first picked Grain Cellar, and the person passing to me was Field Watchman, who first, I assume, first picked Field Watchman. So I was like, man, I've seen 0 crop support this game. And yeah, I saw 0 crop support because the Field Watchman was sitting immediately in front of me. Taking all those cards out, I'm sure. The only one that really got through was Plowman's Lunch. So it would be nice to take the wood here, but I really do need the food action. Although maybe it'll come back to me. Thing is, if I don't take it here, I'm probably going to have to be forced to pick between building... Well, okay, let's think about this. So Payne will he read stone again? If Payne reads stones again, then Kristen will take 2 read very likely. Then Field Watchman will not have access to any read, so then my build a room would be actually completely safe next round. So then I could first action take 4 food fishing. Alright. This is maybe a little risky, but I think it should be fine. Payne is going to take the 4 sheep, I would imagine, instead of the... He might even... I guess Payne might even fence. If Payne fences, that's pretty bad. Yeah, he does read stone. So then Kristen should 2 read. Unless she takes 3 wood. But she can get wood on the rebound. I'm pretty sure she's taking 2 read here. Oh, that's too bad. Well, that means Field Watchman can take 2 read, but Field Watchman doesn't really want to eat his 1 grain to build the first room. I mean, he can, but I think he probably doesn't want to do that if he doesn't have to. So I think I'm still okay getting the 4 food fishing here. Yeah, getting the extra wood to play my cards like Granary and Whale Oil on the Family Growth queue seems valuable. Definitely want to get a good clay action at some point so I can build a cooking hearth. What's fun, Cactus Lover can play Plowman's Lunch, and then it can also play an oven, which would immediately also get me a field. So I could get quite a few fields at one time with a card like Cactus Lover. I'm pretty interested by this card. I think it can do some really good stuff. This game, it's not as good for me to build stables in. But I have control over Head of the Revolution, so... If there's absolutely no pressure on Build a Room, I could consider dumping Wealthy Man. I could dump Head of the Revolution, or dump Wealthy Man, play Head of the Revolution, and then I'd be pretty well set to, do a room in a couple stables. Relocran, the title of your last video was confusing. Did the cat again eat your cables? So on Thursday the cat ate through my cables. So I did some added rigging on Saturday, but I was referencing the fact the title of my video yesterday was referencing the fact that I hadn't done a video in a couple days. That's what was going on there. Looks like I'm building a room. Yeah. And any stables? I don't think, not yet, because I want to leave myself the ability to play cards like Granary. And if family growth comes out round 5, I'll probably want to build another room anyways, so. So yeah, so the first time the cat ate my cables was like a week ago, or like a week and a half ago. And then I got the new cable, and then like within 24 or 36 hours, she had chewed through it again. Wow, family growth round 5. I feel like that hasn't happened for a while, where I've built round 4 and gotten family growth round 5, so. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. So what I've done now, this is now the third internet cable, Ethernet cable. I have put it across the roof on the main floor so that it's not there. That's where she normally hangs out. So the other thing is we usually like throw toys. Like she likes playing fetch. Actually, she'll bring us toys to throw for her. And what we would do is we'd throw them, and it would go past the cable, and she would like trip on it as she was running by to go get the toy. So it was like not in a good spot to begin with. So hopefully we have no further issues. So I'm pretty sure I'm just playing Granary here. I could play Whale Oil. So Whale Oil is cheaper, and Whale Oil is cheaper, and I'm very likely to take fishing soon. The question is, am I going to get another minor improvement action before round 8? I think the answer is maybe. I am pretty likely to fishing in round 7, though. I'll play Whale Oil here, sure. Damba asks, is my cat part dog? Yeah. Well, she does like playing fetch. And actually she's a bit smarter about it. So our dog, so Nathan's brother has a dog, and we lived with that dog for like 3 years. And you take him out and play fetch with him, and he loved playing. He loved chasing after stuff. And then he'd go get it, and he'd start bringing it back, but then he'd get distracted on the way back because he would start sniffing around or whatever. So he kind of he liked the game, but he didn't quite get all the way coming back. Like he'd go and he'd start on his way back to you, like you could see, he'd be looking at you and he'd have the toy, but then he'd get distracted by, I don't know, a piece of grass or whatever. This is an unusual game for me. Round 5, I've got 1 minor improvement in play, no occupations. But hey, I'm playing around the cards that I drafted, so. Ooh, this board is pretty gross. Don't think I want to plow any more times. I think I want to get my granary in play. I don't really want to play an occupation. I could take 1 grain here. I could take 1 grain. Or I could start player and play granary and get, reedstone food next round. Or get 3 wood. Whoops. Start player. I'll start player here. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what's happened with Payne. If he's still having technical problems with his computer, because he used to be quick on the uptake. He'd see, oh, your person's in the middle of nowhere, but it feels like that's not a thing anymore. And they all, like, none of them are reading chat. None of them are reading chat. Like, we went through a whole round. Take grain here. This board is pretty gross. What is my general game plan for this game? Hand seems to be not 100% clear on where I end up. Yeah, I'm just kind of going where the actions take me. I'm just trying to go with the flow. Pain builds the well. Why take grain when I have 3 times grain incoming? Plowman's lunch. And yeah, grain cellar, exactly. Yeah. I don't really have, like, Cotton Field is an okay plow, and there's also Plowman's Feast, so I don't even know if I'll play Plowman's Lunch, but I might. I also have Harvest Totem, so I kind of want to get a couple grains sown in Stage 3. If I could get my grains sown in Stage 3 and then Family Growth, play Harvest Totem round 9, for example, that would be good. This last move here is probably 2 food fishing, which is a pretty pathetic move, but... Also, Pain Star playered and played the well again. Yeah, this is like a really awful seating position. Having to sit behind Pain, who has played Kitchen Cabinet and, you know, past the birth well, like, playing cards like Stone Carrier, ugh. Thank you. I forgot about the grain. Two food fish is good because round 7 there'll be more building resources. Yeah, like the clay's been taken pretty aggressively. Kristen, Payne, and Field Watchman have all taken clay pretty aggressively, and also it hasn't helped that I've been 4th most of the game so far. So yeah. But yeah, I can do a couple clay wood action, a couple clay actions probably. Or do a wood, clay, and reedstone food action. Something along those lines. Hey, what do you know? And what's really unfortunate is he's probably doing this on start player and will second action Reno rebuy the well. No, he's doing it on Reno. Okay, so Kristen, I guess Kristen could Reno theoretically. I don't think she would. Not with her resources as is. Like she can build family growth this round. What's my long-term feeding strat? It's fishing. Honestly, it's playing occupations because I have Harvest Totem. So probably a cooking hearth because of Harvest Totem, which gets me a boar whenever I play an occupation. I also have cured meat here to pay off my boar, feeding with boar. Yeah, I think it's probably got to be cooking hearth. Now I do have Plowman's Lunch, which does make my baking better, but I've already got 2 fields down. I've got 1 more field with Cotton Field, and then I've probably got at least 1 field from Plowman's Feast. So I only really need 1 more plow, like 1 plow sow action. You know. So pretty sure Field Watchman is grabbing 4 wood here. Although Field Watchman does need food. Needs food quite badly. Maybe Reedstone Foods. I'm not sure how Field Watchman will get food. Reedstone Food, 2 stone, stone oven. No, it doesn't have any grain. First action, plowing. Well, that works out okay. So 4 food looks... I'm very happy taking 4 food. So if I could do 4 food, 4 clay, Reedstone Food, that's a great round for me. Or 4 wood, Reedstone Food, start player into 6 wood. Because, yeah, Field Watchman needs food, so Field Watchman will sow, although he has Countryman, so we'll sow with Countryman. Kristen will Family Growth. Payne will rebuy the well, maybe? No, it takes the stone. Alright, so Payne is going up to a stone house, it looks like. So he's going to probably reno build the well. I could 4 clay and build the clay oven. Or, sorry, 4 clay and build the cooking hearth. So that I can grab those 4 sheep. Kristen plays Huntsman's Rifle, so she's going to be interested in picking up boar. Reedstone food taken by Field Watchman. That makes sense. So I'll take the 4 clay here. And I might have the opportunity to start player, grab 6 wood. I'd be pretty happy with that. Even though I don't have a miner to play. Oh, Field Watchman's going to play start player outhouse, it looks like. So now Field Watchman is giving me the choice. Take 3 wood, deny his 6 wood, or build a cooking hearth so that I can grab the 4 sheep next round. And I think I'm grabbing the 4 sheep next round. It kind of sucks letting Field Watchman get a 6 wood action. He'll be able to grow again. He'll be able to build again in round 8 to grow round 9, but Field Watchman is dependent on you not sowing on his Countryman. Yeah. That'd be a pretty big block. It'd be a pretty big block, but the 4 sheep is so good. I don't think I can pass on the 4 sheep. And I wanted to build the cooking hearth anyways, so... Alright, so we eat 6 sheep and we're right back to 6 food. So I think we probably want to build another room. So I think our goal now is set up, build a room, and make sure we can play Harvest Totem when we Family Growth. Also, make sure we're always available to play Plow Feast. So I want to make sure I have 2 food going into every 2 extra food going into every harvest. Probably I want to take fishing again. Oh, Payne first picked officer. Okay. Alright. Yep. That works. So Payne will reno and rebuild the well or build Basket Maker's Workshop. Probably rebuilds the well. He might be considering... I did pass the frame builder. So we might see Payne build some stone rooms. My feed plan is to be efficient. My feed plan is to do whatever comes to me. Whatever actions my opponents give me are the actions I take. That's the plan. This is a flexible... We're being flexible in this game. So 3 wood, 2 reed. Good actions for me. Ideally, I'd like to get more than 3 wood before I build. So that I can build some stables as well. So that I can play my Cactus Lover. Because I think Cactus Lover seems pretty cool. Payne rebuilds the well. unsurprisingly. Is a little hungry going into round 9. He picks up 2 food, but he pays 1 for the officer. So he has 4 actions to pick up 5 food, which is doable, but the board is not going to be great next round. Kristen is going to family growth and play fish hook here. She's going to start taking my fishing food. Probably will like to take 3 reed next round, for example. I could take 2 food fishing here. What are the good actions going to be next round? 4 wood, 3 reed. Reedstone food would be fine. 4 wood would be quite good. I'd really like to get on 4 wood. If I don't take fishing, Payne will be interested in fishing just because he doesn't really have a lot of other sources of food. Okay, finally got it. After doing their move, finally he got through. I mean, 2 food fishing is not a good action. I'm only taking it because of the future food for whale oil. So maybe I should just take good moves for right now. Like 2 reed. So that I can build in round 9, grow in round 10. I had a stream last week where each player built the well once. That's fun. And did y'all pass around Birthwell as well? That's funny. That's so funny. Payne builds a cooking hearth on start player. Oh, Payne. Imagine keeping the well. Pain! Strangle him. Reach through my computer and... Oh, whoops. I threw all my magic cards on the ground. Actually, they're tokens. I don't know why I've kept these tokens, but I've kept them all by my desk. They're kind of nice to play with, though. And then he first action Reedstone Foods with 4 wood available. And he needs food. Guess he's counting on getting the Basket Maker's Workshop. Kristen plays Herdsman. I mean, I really want that 4 wood, but Field Watchman unfortunately sits in front of me. Why is SP so bad there? It's just annoying. It's not bad, it's just annoying. Field Watchman has played Payne has played Kitchen Cabinet. And so he's playing all of his majors on start player. Field Watchman has start playered once. Kristen has start playered 0 times. No, she start playered once, Sunday school. Okay, so Payne has start playered like 4 or 5 times. And I've start playered twice? Once? And it's just like Payne start playered like 4 times, like more than the rest of us combined. And I've been going last, which is annoying. It's not bad, it's just annoying. So, getting one of the clay actions back would be fine. It's enough clay for a renovation. Yeah, I think if Payne ends up with a good game, so the other thing that's frustrating about this HIKLJ is that I don't think his strategy is gonna go, like Payne needs a ton of wood, which he's ignoring, and I don't know if this play is going to lead to... Well, I guess he has Fencing Master. I forgot about Fencing Master. Thing is, I don't know if this play is going to lead... Like, if Payne does well and, like, is close to winning, then it's fine. Like, whatever. But the thing is, I think this kind of strategy where you sit on start player a lot, it doesn't usually end up leading to victory. Now, maybe it's good in this game because Field Watchman was played by the third seat player, and maybe you figure that I'm a dangerous opponent, so then keeping me in fourth is good net EV. Like, if you figure Kristen is... like with her magician and like none of her occupations are particularly good, so maybe you figure I don't mind helping Kristen out a bunch if it's putting down the players who I am more scared of. I'll take clay here, and then I can build a room with my last action, or I can fishing with my last action. No, I'm gonna sow. What am I saying? I want to sow, get my grain down. Or I could leave my grain. No, I want to play Harvest Totem. No, I'm good. Definitely need to sow my grain. So I think I probably am going to build a couple stables for a Cactus Lover. When am I planning to do my homework? Planning to do it when I play Wealthy Man. So probably I'm going to do something like start player Wealthy Man round 12. And then I play Wealthy Man and I play Head of the Revolution, or I play Wealthy Man and Cactus Lover, something along those lines. Probably not Cactus Lover. Cactus Lover probably wants to get played after my third occupation. Probably I play Cactus Lover as my third occupation, because then it will let me play Cotton Field. So then maybe with Cactus Lover I played Cured Meat and Cotton Field together. Field Watchman is going to Family Growth play Orchard here. Payne cannot build a room yet. Kristen can't build a room. Yeah, I think I'm okay to sow my grain here. Feed 6. Harvest. So I do need a bunch of wood. If I build another room here, I need a ton of wood. But I think building the room is probably going to pay off. Yeah, so it looks like it's looking like a 5-point Wealthy Man, which is okay. There have been better, that's for sure. I could still play Plowman's Lunch. I do still have that option. I don't know how many times I will bake throughout the game, but I can still play Plowman's Lunch before I play Wealthy Man. We will see. Yes, it seems like Cattle Dealer's not getting played. Head of the Revolution will only be played if I can solely get the 3 points myself. Like, I won't play it for wood. It'll just be for me getting the wood. And then... Well, I guess I could not build. So, other line is, I can not build. I play Head of the Revolution. I get 2 wood here, and then I fence... You know, I could do a big pasture here. And go only for 2 more fields total. Is that farm winning? The thing is, if I do Family Growth again, it does set me way back on wood. However, I know that I can Family Growth this round. Like, being able to Family Growth this round is pretty nice. Get a 4th family member, because then I have 4 actions in round 11. Yeah, maybe I won't fence very much. Maybe I just fence tightly. Maybe I end up filling all these filling a whole bunch of spaces with plows. Like maybe I go up to 7 plows and then only cover 4 spaces with pastures. Yeah, that might be what happens here with Plow Feast, Cotton Field, Plowman's Lunch. That might be the line. Okay, so what am I doing with my first move here? So I'm gonna build and then Family Growth Harvest Totem. So my first move, don't think I want to plow. Obviously not occupation. I could take 2 reed here. 2 reed gets me my homework. I could take fishing here. Fishing's a couple food, and it's a couple food from when I play occupation, so it's probably like a 6 food action. 6 food action is not bad. I also have my cured meat. I also have my Plowman's Lunch. Like if I play Plowman's Lunch and actually bake with it, I probably don't need to take fishing here. Because this fishing action is not very good. I could also do a 2 wood action. The 2 wood actions are pretty bad as well. I could build my rooms with this move, because then I could take a pair of animals, namely a pair of sheep with my second move. A pair of sheep is not a great move though. Could take a vegetable. I think I'll fish here. Fish, build a room. Room and 2 stables, Family Growth Harvest Totem. Seems okay. And if someone plays away to Family Growth this round, then I'll change tracks and not Family Growth and do something different. I could Reno. Pain is going to start player Swan Lake here. That's a big pain. It's a big pain. Maybe he knew that Kristen was going to rent. No, Kristen's renovating. Kristen's renovating and playing Rock Garden. I don't really think she wants to use Rock Garden. I think she's just playing it to play it. So I'm pretty sure Payne is going to play Frame Builder, but I don't know how he plays Frame Builder and grows. Like, he really wants this 3 read action. If he doesn't get the 3 read action, then he can't build with Frame Builder. Oh, I'm gonna do stables as well. These are pretty late stables. They will definitely delay my fencing. Hopefully I can get Grainseller out at the end of round 14 to after I've fenced. Hopefully. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's going to be really tough, but this is a game where, like, I have 3... What do I have? 3 less wood on average than I could otherwise, because of the fact that I've sat behind Field Watchman, who's played a pretty similar game to me, in the fact that he's gone for fields and baking and built a 4th room. So, like, he's valued wood at the same rate as I have. And Field Watchman has got 4 wood, and then I get 3 wood. That's pretty much the way this game's gone, unfortunately. So here's my Harvest Totem. So whenever I play an occupation, I get a boar. I would like that 3 read, because I need 2 read for my homework. I also would like to play... I think I should play Plowman's Lunch. I think 2 grain for 2 points and maybe 1 field is a pretty good conversion. It's a pretty good conversion for me, yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. And the so bake space would be quite good for me then, especially with my grain cellar. Yeah, so I don't know. The nice thing about grain cellar is the ability to clear off all those fields. I don't know how that timing is going to work. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that timing is going to work. Question is, am I going to family growth this, or sorry, am I going to play homework this round? Maybe I should play homework this round. It gets me net +2 food. So it gets me up to 5. And then it gets me 2 boar. So then I can eat 1 sheep and eat a raw grain. And there we go. There's my 8 food. Yeah, I could do that. So then I would play, what would I play? I play Wealthy Man and I play Grain Seller. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that and then go back and bake afterwards. So try to reno homework this round. So I take the 3 reed with my first move. So we do have to remember that we passed riding plow and swing plow. So those are obviously going to be huge for Payne. I assume he's playing probably riding plow. So that's going to be really big. That plus the fencing master definitely going to help him get a whole bunch of animals. Or get a whole bunch of fields from nowhere. And the plow feast helps everyone. And I assume the plow feast is out there. Would Field Watchman have taken it? I guess it puts the grain on the grain space, which Field Watchman likes to take, but he also doesn't want to incentivize the rest of us to take it. I'm not sure. Field Watchman plays Sleeping Corner on start player. Hey, someone who's not Payne. That pleases me. I'll grab the 3 reed here. 3 reed, and then if I can get a 3 stone action, then that's enough to reno to a stone house. Because 2 for homework, 1 for clay reno, 1 for stone house reno. So I do want to do a 3 stone action next round. That should be one of my priorities. So reno is uncontested, so my reno action is totally safe. Field Watchman has no access to reed. Kristen plays Mason. Oh, that's a good one. It's a very good one. So Kristen's going to manage a 5-room stone house. Now she's missing on wood, just like me, but 5-room stone house already is quite nice. Put that renovator to good use. And yeah, Thatcher's Helper. Thatcher's Helper seems pretty nice with Mason, so that's handy. Am I just taking 2 wood here? 2 wood is a pretty bad action. If I'm playing my grain cellar, being able to go back and sow this round seems like a good option. But I could do that with my last move of the round. So I could take a vegetable here. I could vegetable, reno, sow, and then hope to get 4 wood next round. Although sowing this round is quite a bit worse without having an extra field. I could reno Plowman's Lunch and then sow bake. Bake 1 grain, sow a vegetable. And then not get my Then not play my homework this round, but then my homework could be played start play around 12. Okay, yeah, I think I like that better. Yeah, let's get my vegetables sown. Oh, Kristen just sowed. Okay. Well, I could still do it. Although I don't have access to a bake action anymore. And Field Watchman takes 2 wood. That's a pain. So 2 stone doesn't really, yeah, 2 stone's not enough. It doesn't really do it for me. I could take a cattle and convert, play homework, play grain cellar, convert my grain to a cattle, and then breed a pair of cattle. I kind of want to get the boar and keep the boar because of cured meat. Yeah, this is kind of a rough spot. Let's Reno here. Reno and play homework. Then we'll go ahead and play Wealthy Man for 5 points. Then we will play I could play Cactus Lover, which would let me play Cured Meat and Plowman's Lunch, and then I could just eat the boar and not worry about keeping the boar. Yeah, I think I like that idea. And then I'll play Grain Cellar later. And Cotton Field can be played later too. So I get net 1, 2, 3, 4, and plus 2, 0. So a whole bunch of cards there. Wealthy. So I play Homework, 2 read, 2 food. Lets me play 2 occupations. So I play Wealthy Man, which gives me a point for every improvement I've played as long as it's my first occupation. So I had 5, so 5 points. And then I play Cactus Lover, which lets me play an improvement for each stable I have. So I play 2 stables. I play Cured Meat, which Cured Meat lets me eat boar. Whenever I eat boar, pay a food for a point. I play Plowman's Lunch. Whenever I bake, I plow a field. Payne plays Chief's Grandson here. So what move am I getting back? Nothing I really want, unfortunately. I could take a cattle, I guess. But I kind of want to let my boar breed, right? So I could take food. Somehow. Could take 4 food from cattle. If I was going to take food, I should have probably just taken fishing before, though. Because fishing would have been 3 food immediately and then more food when I play Grain Cellar. Although I probably am only just playing Grain Cellar now. I'm probably not playing any of the rest of these cards. Well, certainly not playing these last 3. It's the question of, am I playing Head of the Revolution? That's the only question now. And I can play it if I get into the right situation. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Field Watchman just passed me Pig Wallow. That's exactly what I wanted here. Thank you, Field Watchman. All right, so definitely I'll go ahead and plow now because I can turn the plow into 4 wood. Yay. And then I'll eat, I can eat the boar. Sure. No, eating the boar, no, I shouldn't eat all the boar. Let's eat a sheep and a grain. 5 food sheep. Yeah. 5 food HG to feed 8. And then the boar breed into the house. Nice. So now I can sow bake 1 grain, plow a field, sow 1 grain, sow 1 vegetable. Looks good. And I can also start player pig wallow, and I can play grain cellar and then play cotton field as a plow at some point as well. Do I want 2 cattle? Not particularly. I do want 3 wood though. I probably have to first action take 3 wood, don't I? And then I'll start player with pig wallow if it comes back. And I would like family growth or plow sow, both of those moves. Probably family growth. Yeah. There's also the 3 stone actions. I guess I should take the 3 stone actions ahead of start player. Of course, Payne's gonna riding plow. Should have known that was coming. I mean, I knew I passed it to him. I knew he very likely picked it. So that helps him fill up his farm. Yeah. I mean, he's got 10 wood still for fencing, so only needs like 1 more wood action to have reasonable fences. Yeah, it just sucks that I'm unfortunately the person who's sitting in front of it. I knew when I passed Birthwell, I knew Payne was going to go all in on Birthwell. Like, that's just the kind of player he is. That if there's a way to do something different, he wants to do it. But I get one of the 3 stone actions back, so that's good. So then I can Reno play Pig Wallow. Kristen taking vegetable here is nice. Because, yeah, Payne is looking at getting crops for a big plow sow action round 13. But maybe he'll just decide to family growth. So I should sow bake here. Yeah. So bake 1 grain into 3 food, plow a field, sow 1 grain, sow 1 vegetable. And then I eat 1 boar for 3 food and a point. Or sorry, 2 food and a point. And then I play grain cellar, gets me another boar, which I can eat. And then when I breed, that gets me a 3rd boar. So then in round 14, I can potentially eat both the boar to go down to 1 boar. Or after I've played grain cellar, I can turn 2 grain into a boar and eat that for some points. Payne plays animal buyer. Okay. Does this do it for Payne? Does he have enough food to play a productive animal buyer? I don't know if he does. I think that was mostly a 1 wood action. Like maybe he buys an animal for 2 points in round 14. Buys like a sheep or a boar that he doesn't have for 2 points. I think that was mostly a 1 wood action. So I could Reno here and play. No, I can't play Cotton Field, and I can't play Pig Wallow because I used all my things. I could play Expensive Off Grain Cellar here. Yeah, let's do it. So it's net 0 food. It gets me a boar, which I eat for 2 food and a point. Now I could play Pig Wallow. I can also play a really nice sow bake action. Yes. So 3 fields. Well, so 4 fields. So bake 1, grain, and then sow 4 fields. Looks good. And now I'm ready to play cotton field. And I also want to play Pig Wallow. So yeah, getting enough wood has been tough, but at least Field Watchman is done, hopefully, with his wood grabs. Payne, hopefully, is done with his wood grabs. He's at 13 wood. So that's enough to fence reasonably. So it's Kristen and I that still need wood. And we actually both have 7, because I have 3 plus the Pig Wallow, and Kristen just has 7 straight up. Here's my grain cellar. So the grain cellar's conversion isn't really nice, but the ability to move all your planted grain to your supply, that's the real awesome one, because you sow, you have a couple grain on your fields that you can't actually use, like they're giving you points, they're increasing your grain count, but the fact that you can put all of those in your supply to use them and then also re-sow, this card is really very good. Very good. So I should definitely plan to turn 1 grain into a sheep for 2 points. I should plan, depending on animal capacity, plan to convert at least get at least 1 cattle. The question is, beyond that, what do I do? I'm not sure. Payne does plow sow. Makes sense. So Kristen can't family growth, so Field Watchman might family growth. If Field Watchman does not, then I certainly will. Also, nobody really wants to plow sow here, so that's something. That's certainly something. Yeah, it's looking like I probably won't even fill up my farm, unfortunately, so don't think I can count on getting the head of the revolution points. Does cured meat cost anything? It costs 1 food. So so I had 3 food, so I got the whale oil back, and then I got a boar, which I ate, so normally it would be 3 food, but then I paid 1 food to the cured meat. I should just family growth, right? Nobody really wants sow bake. Yeah, family growth looks great. So I'm ready to reno to a stone house at any time. Payne, please do not start player. Please, please. You've done it so much. Please, not start player this round. Please. You want a fence, right, Payne? Payne needs defense. Doesn't want to... Don't play joinery, Payne. Joinery's for suckers. Yay! I mean, he still could totally start player. Not very much not over. I probably want to reno fence next round, right? So I can spend 2 moves next round taking 5 taking stuff. I could play Pig Wallow here. I could start player Pig Wallow. Sow Bake still looks like it's coming back. Pig Wallow would let me probably breed another type of animal here. So I could pig wallow outside of the stable if I think I'm getting Head of the Revolution. I think I need to kind of give up on Head of the Revolution. So then I could cotton field and then sow bake. Playing cotton field would be a little risky because it would really, yeah, my sow bake would get potentially blocked if I do that. Although Field Watchman doesn't want to. He's got 15 wood. Field Watchman doesn't need to sow bake. Kristen might sow bake. With that move there, Kristen might sow bake, so I probably have to sow bake now. It would be great if I could plow first, but oh. I guess Field Watchman needed 20 food. That's too bad. Okay. What am I doing now? Not so baking. I guess I occupation play horseman here. Yeah, let's do that. Net plus a food and get a boar. It gives me a sheep, right? Yeah, it gives me 2 sheep. Yeah, that does suck. That move really sucked. Field Watchman, 15 food. Needed to sow bake with 0 sowing. That really sucked. Especially with 2 sheep available. Like, I have a hard time imagining that move was better than taking 2 sheep. That really stings. That really stings. Like, how is taking 2 sheep not better? That's a 3-point move compared to baking once. Like, if you need food, you can pick up. Like, there's food available for him to pick up next round. Maybe he's got some other use for food, but I doubt it. And then what's this move? I don't know. What is this move? Is there another occupation I could play? Don't want to play Head of the Revolution. Don't want to play Cattle Dealer. Parvenu's too late. I guess I could take sheep. Or take a cattle. 2 sheep is 2 grain. Cattle is 3 grain. So yeah, probably I'm taking the... Probably I'm just taking the cattle here. Yeah. So then we'll eat 2 boar, converting each of them to 2 food and a point, and then feed 9. And we'll grab plus H horsemen. Okay, and then we harvest this grain. New round. So baking and plowing are pretty much the same. There's a chance that sow bake comes back. There's pretty much no way that plow sow ever comes back. So I'll go on plow sow here. Yeah, that looks fine. And then I want to leave myself open to reno fence at the end of the round. So I want to take 3 wood, 2 wood, reno fence. So then I would be fencing 8, and I already have 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be okay. That would fill up my farm. That would make Head of the Revolution playable if I also... No, I don't have time to do all of those. Yeah, so Head of the Revolution not coming out, unfortunately. That's okay. Payne first move takes a vegetable. Well, if Field Watchman gets 3 sheep here, then his move probably made a lot of sense. Because he probably gets the same action he would have otherwise. So if that's the case, hey, that worked really nicely for him. It was good foresight. Yep, he did get the 3 sheep. So maybe he had predicted that. So I will sow bake here. So bake 1. We convert grain to 3 sheep to 2 food at any time. I want to eat 1 more boar. So I probably am getting that boar from grain. Probably I want to turn grain into cattle as well. Am I baking any more? I'm certainly baking 1. Let's bake 1 more. Bake 2. So then I'm left with 10. So I could turn 2 grain into a boar or 2 grain into 2 sheep. I do get a sheep from horsemen again. Although I get a boar. You know what? I get a boar if I fence. Assuming I fence covering this stable, I do hit another boar. So I don't actually have to convert for a boar, so I can leave 1 cattle and then turn 2 grain into 2 sheep. And I would be 1 food short, so I'd have to pick up a food somehow. So it looks like I am going to have to probably end up eating 1 point. Alright, so we grab 3 wood and then 2 wood and then reno fence. Yeah, so Payne has really nice improvement points. A well, Swan Lake, Basketmaker's Workshop, Pottery, fantastic. Negatives on 2 types of animals, and his crop score is not very good, and his room score is not very good. So I don't know where Payne's at. He does have the Chief's grandson for a couple points. He does have Animal Buyer. Animal Buyer will help him make up for the negatives that he has, but he still needs a lot of food. So I don't know. We'll grab the 2 wood here. Our reno action is still safe, so take 2 wood, and then last move reno and fence 8. So game 1 ended up okay. I think you can see that our fencing could have been better. Getting an extra sow bake action round 13 would have been really nice as well. So the fact that I didn't get those 2 things are kind of sad. Cotton Field is going unplayed, which is very unfortunate. Kristen's got Backyard Well. We kind of figured that that was the case because she asked if other wells triggered the water carrier, which the answer is no. I think the water carrier says when you build the well or upgrade the village well, like it specifies the well, not a well, which is the reason that they don't interact. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to stone. So in the harvest, I get a boar. In the harvest, get a boar. Eat the boar plus 7 food. So I won't convert for the last Plowman's Lunch card. And then 2 grain, my 2 excess grain into 2 sheep, which breed. So this is my final farm here. All right, so we've got a point on Harvest Totem. We've got a point on Plowman's Lunch. We've got 5 points from Wealthy Man. So I have what I score plus 10. So I can send my farm, get my score. Wow, I end up scoring 57. That's crazy. That's crazy. I cannot believe my score is that high. I thought this game was going much worse than it was. I can't believe it. I actually hit 57 with this farm. Yeah, I stomped. What did Field Watchman end with? 48. I stomped. I won by 9 points. What? I thought I was screwed too. Yeah. Well, okay, let's look at this. I've got max crop points. I've got maxed field points. I've got 3 points from vegetables, 3 points from boar. No negatives. The 2 stables make up for the fact that my fencing is not very good. I've got a 5-point a 5-point occupation is good. 4-room stone house, 5 family members. Yeah. 3 points from cured meat, which is nice. I'm amazed with cooking hearth as my only major improvement that's a 47-point farm though. Jeez. 43, 48, 57, 41. And yeah, so Payne ends up in last with 41 points. So that's also why I was getting frustrated, because I didn't think that the play was particularly strong. Like spamming all those major improvements out was annoying because I was going last all game. I mean, I did say if it's a good EV play, you know, you should do it. I mean, Grain Cellar, really. I did not have a lot of Grain Cellar support aside from Granary. Grain Cellar is a fantastic card. And then I think my synergy, you know what, my miners worked really well together. My miners worked really well together. Like the Harvest Totem with cured meat. Cured meat is fantastic. Yeah. Wow. This is a 57-point farm. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, Payne never got... I guess the thing was he never got enough food to start buying with Animal Buyer. That was the big problem Payne had. And then Field Watchman has a random field tile down there. That's funny. So Field Watchman has both ovens and sleeping corner, but only those 2 occupations, and didn't kind of do the typical Field Watchman play. Did end up with maxed crops or maxed fields at field and grain. And then Kristen is missing out on sheep and has no other bonuses. I guess considering there are no global bonuses available, there are no 4-wood occupations in play, that deflated everyone's score. But yeah, 57. Wow. When I saw 47, I was like, no way, that can't be right. Yeah, I guess I just have a lot of points. No negatives. Alright, guys. I think that's going to be all from me for today. Is there another game going on? I think I'm going to be done for now. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this little video. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a follow over on Twitch, and then you can watch live and ask questions and make comments and take advantage of the excellent extension Maruska made, which will let you bring up the cards. So like you can mouse over. The way it works is you can click on Corn Scoop here on your player. You click on Corn Scoop, and then it'll bring up the full text of Corn Scoop, like on a bigger screen that you can read, for example. And maybe you can't even tell this is Corn Scoop, which makes total sense because, you know, you can barely see that text. I mean, if I make the picture bigger, you can tell, but without the picture, it's not clear. So it's like you can click on it. It's really great. I've really enjoyed it. When I go and watch other streamers, like that's the first thing I do is I can go through all the cards on the farm that I can't tell what's what. Anyone streaming right now? Montu might be streaming. If Montu's streaming, I'll host him. Well, it'll auto host him, but I'll check to make sure. Maybe Maruska. Someone in room 3 might be streaming as well. So I'll look out for that. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll do a game tomorrow. And I'll see you then. Bye.